Hello, it's me again. Now, some folks might say that we're stuck at home, but I choose to turn it all around and say that we're safe at home. And I tend to think of this as a time to stop and smell the roses. So, I'm going to share with you a story today that kind of sends that message. And it's called Busy Ms. Lizzie. Now, you're going to notice the illustrations look somewhat familiar if you are a No David fan, because it is the same author and illustrator from David Shannon. Again, Busy Ms. Lizzie. Busy Ms. Lizzie was just about the buzziest bee anyone had ever seen. Like most little bees her age, Lizzie went to school. She always got straight B's on her report card. That's better than straight A's if you're in bee school. Now, Lizzie did lots of things besides school, too. She took dance lessons, acting lessons, art lessons, and music lessons. And she's saying to be or not to be. She also played Bee League baseball. And she was a member of the Junior Honey Scouts. Everyone asked, "Why so busy, Ms. Lizzie?" "Because someday I want to meet the Queen," Lizzie answered. "And when she asks me if I'm the best bee I can be, I will say, 'Yes, ma'am, I am.'" Of course, Lizzie had lots of friends. Busy Miss Lizzie's best friend was lazy Ms. Daisy. Daisy was just the opposite of Lizzie. She liked to go to the garden and lie down in a big flower. "It smells wonderful," she told Lizzie. "Do you want to come with me?" "I'm too busy for that," Lizzie always said. Lizzie's other friends were quite busy and buzzy, though. Some of them did some things with her. Others did other things with her. But busy Miss Lizzie did everything. The only bee that was maybe even busier than Lizzie was her mom. One day, everyone in Hivetown was buzzing with some exciting news. There was going to be a spelling contest. The busiest, buzziest little bees were going to compete, and the winner would get to meet the Queen. The 3 lucky bees chosen for the contest were Newsy Susie, who knew pretty much everything about everything, Zach, pat on the back, who never ever got in trouble, and ... I'll bet you know, Busy Miss Lizzie. Lizzie was so thrilled she just about buzzed herself silly. "This is my big chance," she shouted. Think, her chance to do what? Yes, to meet the Queen. Lizzie studied so hard for the spelling contest that she barely got any sleep. "I'm worried about you," said her mom. "You need to rest." Daisy agreed. Why don't you take a day off and go to the garden with me? Lizzie was cranky. I don't see how you can just lie around and do nothing, she said. Well, I like doing nothing, Daisy replied. It's nice just to think about things. And sometimes I read a book, or I talk to other bees. Last time I met a very nice old lady who knows lots of stories. You should meet her. I'm too busy, said Lizzie again. Tomorrow is the big day. Daisy smiled. Lizzie, you're the most amazing bee I know. I'm sure you'll win. If I can stay awake, joked Lizzie. Boy, she's doing all of that studying. She's just wearing herself out, isn't she? The next day, the entire colony was at the spelling contest. Everyone buzzed as loud as they could when the queen arrived. Newsy Susie, Zack pat on the back, and Lizzie battled through round after round. But then Susie forgot a Z in razzmatazz, and Zack was fooled by bamboozle. All Lizzie had to do was spell quizzical, and she would win. She closed her eyes to think, and then it happened. ... What happened? What do you think? Busy Miss Lizzie dozed off. Oh no, this is awful, isn't it? She woke up shouting, Quizzical. Her mom and Daisy were next to her bed. I have to get back to the contest, Lizzie cried. I have to meet the queen. That was 3 days ago, said Lizzie's mom. The doctor says nothing but rest for you now. I'm so sorry. I should have said that a long time ago. Well, said Lizzie, trying not to cry. At least now I can go to the garden with Daisy. Good idea, said Lizzie's mom. It's beautiful, Lizzie gasped as they lay back in a flower. But she was still thinking about the contest. Maybe I should go home and study my spelling, though, for next year. Do you think she should do that? Who thinks about spelling in the middle of a garden? Said a strange voice. Lizzie looked up and saw an old bee smiling at her. Daisy shouted, That's my friend I was telling you about. Lizzie thought the old bee looked familiar. Then she realized, You're the queen, she exclaimed. You are? Mumbled Daisy. What happened to your big hair? The queen laughed. Oh, I wear my wig so I have something to put that silly crown on. But aren't you too busy to be here? Lizzie asked. I'm busy doing nothing, answered the queen. It helps me be the best bee I can be. Lizzie knew exactly what the Queen meant. Now pause to think. Lizzie knows exactly what the Queen means when she says, "I'm busy doing nothing. It helps me be the best bee I can be." If I wasn't so tired, I would have won the spelling contest, she sighed. "Yep," said the Queen. "But then you probably wouldn't be here. And aren't you happy here, right now?" Lizzie thought for a second. There she was, in the beautiful garden, with her best friend. ... And the Queen. "Yes, ma'am, I am," she replied. And that's how busy Ms. Lizzie learned to stop and smell the flowers, which, when you think about, is exactly what bees are supposed to do. Do you think that's what people are supposed to do too? Do you think that's what pups are supposed to do too? So the next time you want to stop and say, "Oh, I'm stuck at home," remember, you're safe at home and you've been given a gift. You've been given the gift of time to stop and smell the roses, because that just might make you the best that you can be.